Hey YouTube, coming at you with the team. I built up STEELIX. I built up a couple Pokemon, not just rage built, some Pokemon that I want to build. So STEELIX you're going to see in this one, and I'm building up I'm still a few XL short, my Shadow A9 Tails. It's cost me 360 plus, 367 XL to build. So I'm in the process of building that up, so check out those videos. But I wanted to use STEELIX because it's ranked high. I don't think it should be as high as it is, and I'm going to show you in the battles what I mean by that. So basically the thought process behind the team was like STEELIX is weak to fighting, is weak to water, so cover your sort of fighting and water weakness with like Trevenant, but then you're also kind of double weak to like a dark fighter in the back here, so that is where Tapu Fini came in. I ran Psychic Fangs. The PvPoke recommends Psychic Fangs and Crunch. I ran it. I just found that like in the matchups against those poison darks, or not just poison darks, just darks, if you run Psychic Fangs and Crunch, you're just like drawing dead. So I'd rather have Earthquake. And Earthquake came through a couple times here, even though it's much slower to get to. So let's get into the battles here. Tapu Fini lead into Empoleon. I think at this point, I'm probably just going to stay. Because I was going to say, they probably have an answer for Trevenant. And I'm weak to water. So I just kind of need to stay in this matchup. And they end up shielding. And they're building up a lot. They've got to be at 100 energy already, so I don't know what they're doing. I'm going to go Moonblast here, assuming that they're not going to double shield an Empoleon, so let's just do good chip damage here. Attack falls, which is great. So now even if they have 2 Drill Pecks, it's not going to... Well, the second one may take me out here. And the question is, are they at 3? Because they were definitely at 100 energy, so I do not know. So I'm just going to let this go because I got the lower... Yeah, so they are basically at 3. Now I'm going to shield because I want to keep switch. With this team, it's not super important to keep switch, but it kind of is, right? Because you don't want to get a Trevenant, your Trevenant on like a Pidgeot, right? Because then you're just drawing dead, and STEELIX is such a strong answer, so you just kind of stay in there. This is an interesting one. I was like, okay, I come in here with the... I think this was the wrong play, but it's also the right play at the time, because I was running Psychic Gun, and this is where Earthquake would have been better. But I'm like, Dragon Tail's resisted, but so is Charm, and they don't really have any move that they can throw at me either that I need to worry about. So that's why I decided to come in here. Moonblast, again, everything's resisted, and I thought just like, between the Dragon Tails, even though resisted, and Psychic Fangs, I could just kind of like combo down. And then they get out into the Empoleon to reset the Psychic Fangs. I'm like, okay, that's smart. So I'm like, okay, now I'll just come in and claw all the way down. And I guess I have them beat in the back. So I don't know if that was a smart play, but it's how I played it out. So Tapu Fini, this is where you want to see the Dark Fighter on the lead here, Escav. So I'm eventually going to go into Trevenant. I think I'm just going to chip. I know because I have such a good matchup against the Obstagoon, I just want to chip this or grab a shield, knowing that I'm going to win this matchup. Because I just need to ensure alignment, right? So I know that I'm going to win this matchup. They do Acid Spray me. I shield here. Do I shield? I can live a drill run, but I'm like, I was just saying, I can live 1 drill run. I can't live 2. I make a mistake here. I should have just gone Shadow Ball. I know Seed Bomb is resisted. I just thought between the claws and the Seed Bombs I could take it out, but not even close. And now I will have to shield up a drill run and also be taken out. So I should have just done the Shadow Ball there. That was not a smart play on my part. Because now I have to burn a shield. Obstagoon's going to come in. The good news is, like, these Seed Bombs will start chipping away to put it within, like, Surf range, which is good. I think they're going to try, like, counter down as much, come out with, like, 100 energy, throw 1 Night Slash, and then bail, but have some energy stored. Or they're going to go, I was going to say, or they're going to go straight for the counter down, but I think they want to leave a little bit of energy. So now they're probably want to try and get either boosted or, yeah, just save the energy, as I would. And this just looks like a hard counter team. And STEELIX, the half ground typing comes in clutch at times and comes in useless at times. So like against an electric, you're just like, this is a hardcore matchup. There's nothing they can do. But then you get like the swampert matchup where you're steel and ground. So you're weak to both the fast moves and the charge moves. So it's just kind of like, But these Brutal Swings do sort of add up, but not a lot. And these Volt Switches I don't need to worry about, so I'm just taking a bunch of Brutal Swings. This is the 3rd one coming through. I can live another one. I'm just going to Psychic Fang here. But this is the problem. Like, I Psychic Fang because I know I can just, Dragon Tail down and they shield. I still don't need to shield if I don't want to. And I'm like, okay, I'll just come in here and snipe. And yeah, I don't know. That game was kind of hard counter. So there's not too much they could have done. Greedent, tricky. I just try and catch a crunch, but even if catching a cruncher, oh, they body slam. Oh, I tried to catch body. No, they weren't gonna crunch. So smart passed me. They were not gonna crunch because it would have been resisted on the type of fini. So I caught a body slam. So this is what I'm talking about Psychic Fang. It's great that it lowers their defense, but it's a terrible move, and these tanky Pokemon still take these non-stab Dragon Tails fine, right? And Crunch is only like one more Dragon Tail to get to, and it's such a better move. So that, I think one of these games is kind of like when I determine, like, you know what, and it probably gets like a dark too. I'm like, Psychic Fang is just not cutting it for me, even though it's recommended on PvPoke for lowering the defense if you bait, and then the crunches will add up. Like for me, I would much rather just run Crunch and Earthquake, and you're going to see maybe one or two battles where the Earthquake comes into play. So this is where I was supposed to say, starting to add up those Psychic Fangs and these Dragon Tails. They have to throw Night Slash. I'm going to have it answer here, and out comes a Jellicent. I'm just chipping because I know, again, this is a pretty hard counter matchup. There's not much I can do. I grabbed the one shield, and now they're definitely within Claw and Shadow Ball range. I'll just double shield. They're probably going to bait, but I was about to say, I would bait too. There's no reason sort of not to bait. It's your sort of only win condition, but even as a win condition, it's not great because I can still get to 2 Shadow Balls before you can get to, yeah, this is just hard counter. There's not much they can do. So Walrein is tricky because it is a losing matchup on the front end here. The Earthquakes, especially from a Shadow, are just going to chunk, so that is why I'm shielding, hoping that they just throw straight Earthquake, and they do. I was too nervous to bait, but I think they shield right back. Oh no, they don't, so good thing I did not, because now it's within Surf range. Thing is, they're still going to get to a second Earthquake here, but luckily I do get to the Surf before they get to an Earthquake. Because an Earthquake from this range, from a Shadow, probably takes me out, so I may double shield. Yeah, I don't hate this because I expect them to throw the Earthquake, so now I can just probably Surf or Water Gun down before they get to another Earthquake. Maybe not. Did I just, oh no, okay, good. Hopefully, I was about to say. So I do have some energy, have the lead. So Tapu Fini comes in, which is great. Get this Moonblast off, do some good chip damage, and then I can get my Trevenant on it, and then it just depends on what their last Pokemon is, and it is a Charizard, and I am double weak to grass. I'm double weak to fire in the back, and this is when I change the team up. So I like this team, but you are double weak to fire, and for some reason, Charizard is a good Pokemon. Charizard showed up on like maybe 2 to 3 teams per set for like 3 teams in a row, for 3 sets in a row. So it came up like 6 to 9 times in 3 sets. And I was just like, oh, okay, this is not going to work. So I think I switched it up, but I still think I switched it up for, I'm still double weak to it here. But why did I switch it to this? I switched it to this just combo because I like this combo. It's sort of like my modified muck team that I put out last week. In the fact that like you have 2 things in the back that are kind of weak to fighting. I mean, they're not kind of weak to fighting. They are weak to fighting. But Snorlax is like, oh, it's because both of these are such great answers to like Giratina, right? The Dragon Tail and Crunch is going to be dominant, and then Snorlax with Lick and Earthquake is going to be great. And this is why I put Earthquake on. Tapu Fini comes in. I'm going to get destroyed here. Psychic Fangs doesn't do much, but an Earthquake does a lot. And now definitely puts it within range. And out comes your Drapion. So I'm staying in here. I may shield 1 and then just go, shield 1. And I'm going to go back-to-back superpowers here. Just, I need to chip. Like, licks are resisted, and the body slam spam will add up, but I just need to do some chip damage here. So there's 1. They're probably going to let this one go. which is fine because then it's probably within body slam range, and Snorlax is tanky enough to take some moves here. So those licks are actually not doing as bad as I expect them to. Shadow Drapions also, I mean, I'm Shadow, they're Shadow, so that's probably why. But now I can get this off here and chip, and now it's within like, oh, and they let it go because that does a lot. And now they're, yeah, I think their win condition, I don't hate this win condition. Oh, now I hate the win condition. I think their win condition, I don't like them throwing here, and I still survive. I think their win condition was they had to commit to the farm down, bait a surf, and then land a Moonblast. So it was a kind of a tricky situation. And here, good lead. This is doing neutral. Their moves are resisted. They could hit me with a flash cannon, which is fine. I'm waiting to throw the superpower because if they do throw it, I'd rather just make sure that it's not when I'm super low. Throwing one here. And then I think STEELIX is your safe. No, I was about to say Snorlax is a good safe swap too. And out comes a muck. Out comes a muck, and just throw the body slam here. I was about to say I remember landing. Oh, I was about to say I remember landing an earthquake on one of these things, but I guess I'm just going straight body slam here, so I'm guessing it is not this one. But I definitely remember, maybe it was like an Amok or Drapion that I landed an earthquake on. Oh, but that was also with my STEELIX, not with my Snorlax. But that's why I kind of like running double earthquake. They do farm down. I was going to say, I just got to kind of take this on STEELIX. Dark Pulse from a Shadow does hurt, but that is okay. I will just take this move. Pretty tanky. So STEELIX is a tanky Pokemon. That's why it's ranked so high. It took a lot of XLs. It took me, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. It's like one short of the max. Whatever. So 296 is the max. So like 280, something like that. It took me 280 XLs to build this up. And now you are going to see the power of Lurantis. I'm having so much fun with Lurantis, even though it just gets so walled against like Giratina, Charizard. I think you still hit for like neutral against like, Trevenant. You don't throw anything, right? So it's just such a bad answer in this. It's such a good answer in this meta, but it's also such a bad answer in this meta. But I had fun using it. STEELIX, I ran it a couple times, a couple different combos. I didn't love it. I did not love it. It's good if you can get it on like Giratina and stuff, but between all the counter users and the spammy Pokemon, I mean, you tank a lot. If you get it on like a Pidgeot, it's great. You can take the Giratina matchups, you can take Trevenant matchups, you can take Cresselia matchups to a certain extent. Yeah, I think you should take that matchup. So it's good overall. But like I said in my prioritizing video, it's not a top priority for me to build. That's why it's like I put it on like the bottom of 2, top 3 tier if I was talking in terms of building. So no rush on building this one up. There are better steals out there and there are better other Pokemon to use. But that is it. Appreciate you guys watching. And yeah, combo this week between Ultra League and Mountain Cup. And that is it. So appreciate you watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.